All right, it is time to talk about some film goals. Yes, some film goals. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you my overly ambitious list of film goals that I have for 2019. This is a really long list, and I had a lot of fun brainstorming, and I did not edit very much. It just came very naturally, sitting there with a cup of tea and my Excel spreadsheet, and I was all excited, and I'm deciding to roll with it. I am deciding to roll with it. I did not edit. I cut, I think, two things, but and but mostly I just want to get started. I think this will be a fun way to engage with film this year. And my overall goal for this year is just to watch more movies and talk more about movies and engage with other people talking about movies, because it is really a art form that I love, and I haven't been as engaged with it in the past several years, and I really would like to add it back to my life. And so these goals are all in support of that. So here we go to an awesome, hopefully, 2019 filled with lots of awesome filmish things, including these goals. So the first one is just a numerical. I'm just gonna say that I want to watch 100 movies this year. I think I should be able to hit that, hopefully. Hopefully. I watch around, it's a little more than I've been watching in the past couple years. I don't think it will be too hard to hit. I also would like to get my Letterboxd account to over 1,000 films seen. I have seen way more movies than that, and I'm pretty close to that. But so whether or not I get this by watching and entering films for this year or going back and entering older films, I don't really care. I just want to have it over 1,000. I just do. I just do. I don't know why. I just wanted over 1,000. Then I have a couple of specific ways of watching movies that I have targets for, and I would like to watch 10 movies via Hoopla and 20 movies via Kanopy. If you're unfamiliar with these services, they're both streaming services that are connected with libraries. I will leave links to them and anything else I mentioned down below for you to check out. So Hoopla is the number for Hoopla is lower because I also read graphic novels through Hoopla, but for both of those services I get 8 free rentals a month, and they have a really interesting selection. Hoopla tends to be a bit more newer films and sort of independent film and a fair amount of horror films, and so like there's always something, like every time I go there's always something new that I'm curious about. And then Kanopy is a bit more international, a bit more art house. They have a fair amount of Canadian film, and they also have Criterion. They have Criterion. So I can even just do like a mini project of like watching all the Criterions I haven't seen before, or rewatching my favorites like Rashomon and Seven Samurai and Seven Seal and La Strada. So anyway, so those are some number targets to hit for different services. I also like to rent 8 new releases via Google Play or whatever service. I use Google Play, just to get in the habit of realizing that just because I didn't see something in the theater doesn't mean I can't see it relatively soon after it was released. And so that's why I want to do that one, is just to get in the habit of watching newer film and choosing to watch newer films, I think it would be a good habit to have. And then also I would like to see 10 Netflix original films, because they come up like whenever there's a new one out, it's always like this is the movie you should watch, hey, you should watch this movie. And often that first weekend or whatever I'm really curious about it, but if I don't watch it that first weekend, it just sort of doesn't happen. And they have a lot of new stuff coming out that looks interesting, and there are a lot of ones that are already out that look interesting, and so I think I'm just going to try and encourage myself to watch 10 Netflix originals and not get hit by that if I didn't watch it the first weekend, I forget about it things. Because that happens. Does that happen to you? Because that happens to me all the time. And then I have my next set of goals is all list related. So these I think should be really achievable, because it's like not even the full time frame of a movie, although some of them might take longer than watching a movie. Who knows? I'm not going to time all this. I don't think that would be a good idea. Anyway, one list that I want to create is my list of anticipated films that are coming out this year. I don't know why I don't have this. Sometimes I end up making one of these. Usually I keep them on my spreadsheet that I list my expenses, which I know is a little bit weird, but I keep track of like when I rent things or when I buy things, and that's where I track them. So, but I think maybe somewhere more in the forefront, you know, and just so that I am more aware of things that are coming out into the theater. And then if I want to go see something, I know when it's coming out because often I don't. It's just something that's fallen to the wayside. I used to keep a very close eye on this, and I haven't done any of that kind of stuff for years. So I just want to know what movies are coming out this year that I'm interested in. It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, a cup of tea and a notebook should get me through that in like half an hour, I would imagine. I would imagine. We'll see. There also are a couple of other lists that I would like to create, and these are all to do with films that that I have missed, kind of, sort of. So I would like to do a list of my favorite directors and my favorite actors, both men and women. I say actor for both male and female actors. I just do, unless a woman specifically says like prefers actress, I just use actor. Anyway, it's just one of those things that I feel like this is something I used to know. I used to be able to just rhyme off who my favorite actors, actresses, actors, all the actors and directors I used to just know. And like recently I felt like I've had to think about it and I'm like, wow, that feels weird. So I would like to create lists of my favorite actors and directors, and then also all of their recent films that I have missed. Because in the past 7 to 10 years, since 2012, I've watched way fewer films than I did previously. Before that, I watched so many films. So there's lots of movies that some of my favorite actors and directors have been involved in that I probably missed. I most likely missed. I did see some of them. I didn't see zero films in this time period, but there's like a huge amount of resource there of movies that I probably would like, you know, and at least would like the opportunity to decide whether I would like them or not. Anyway, so I think that would also be it would be a fun way to create some like mini marathons or mini challenges to myself to catch up with my favorite actors and directors. So there you go. And then similarly, I would also like to create lists for my favorite genres and the films that have come out in the past, 7 to 10 years that that I may have missed. And if you are, and that I might turn into again mini marathons or mini series or mini challenges or something like that. Yeah, so if you have any recommendations, I would be happy to hear them. My favorite genres, if you do not know, are action, science fiction, fantasy, horror or cult films, dance films, love dance films, and fighting films. I know there's action films, but there's also like in particular fighting, like MMA or boxing or martial arts films. Love all of those. And also musicals. Martial arts, musicals, and international film, and some dramas. I'm a little fussy on dramas, to be honest. Dramas and comedies are my least enjoyed genres. So generally I like genre film, but I do like some dramas. I do like the dramas that like hit all the tick boxes. Like the ones that I'm surprised that I have not seen that have come out in the past several years are films like Moonlight, films like La La Land, and even to go as far back as The Artist. Those are all films that I think is absolutely ridiculous that I have not seen them. But I don't like every drama, so that will be a shorter list. But if you have any recommendations for films for those genres, feel free to leave them below. I might even do particular videos about each of those genres, and or I might just do my own research. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I don't know. We'll see. So those are all lists that I want to create. And then I do have some projects that I want to do. And the one that I really want to do, and I hope it's being done this year again, but I checked today and there wasn't anything listed, but I really do want to participate in the 24-hour movie marathon again this year. This is a challenge created and hosted by Ryan Chataway, and I did it last year for the first time ever, and I have always wanted to participate. And so in 2018, I participated for the first time and did the 24-hour movie marathon, and it was so much fun. So if Ryan hosts a challenge again this year, I definitely want to participate in that. It's so much fun to do. It was not easy, and but it was totally worth it, and I had a blast, and it was fun to both do it, and it's also really fun to watch other people who do the challenge as well. So yeah, that's definitely a project. I'm considering that a project because it is a project. I would say that's a project. And doing a vlog for it is definitely a project. And doing the marathon in and of itself, I think, is a project as well. Yeah, it has a start to finish. It's set goals. Yeah, it's a project. Totally a project. What am I thinking? Another project that I want to do, and this one's a little more embarrassing. So I did realize that there is one, is this embarrassing? I don't know. There is one film coming out this year, and I saw this on Instagram because I follow Dwayne Johnson on Instagram, as everyone should. And I did not realize that there was a new Fast and Furious movie coming out this year, and it's a spin-off called Hobbs and Shaw, and it stars Dwayne Johnson, as well as Jason Statham, as well as Idris Elba. And I thought this might be a wonderful opportunity to revisit the awesomeness that is the Fast and Furious series. So I am going to do a Fast and Furious countdown marathon, is countdown, not a marathon, to Hobbs and Shaw. So I'm going to be doing that this year. I don't have all of the movies, and I checked, and they used to be on Netflix, but now they're not. So I'm somehow going to have to come into, I have all the odd numbers. So I need 2, 4, and 6. I have 8. So yeah, Fast and Furious countdown. Yes, I do like the movies. Obviously, I'm not going to do a countdown for movies I don't like. Oh, and the next one. This one is quite an involved project. I am going to share the titles, but I'm going to go through them rather quickly. There will be a list of them below. One of the other things that I love to do is read book to film adaptations, and I am doing a book to film challenge this year of 12 titles that I want to read this year that are going to be adapted to films in the future. But over the past 10 years, there have been, or 9 years or whatever, there have been 18 films for which I read the book, and then the film came out, but then I never saw the film. So this year, I would like to watch those 18 films, as well as finish off 3 book series where I haven't seen all of the movies. So those 18 films plus 3 series are, let's get this party started. So we have Bellamy. Oh, come on now. Oh, did you find what you were looking for? No. Bellamy, On the Road, The Great Gatsby, Black Beauty. This is the 2015-ish version with Luke Perry. Far from the Madding Crowd, The Little Mermaid. This one I think is actually on Netflix. The Scorch Trials, Beauty and the Beast. I saw the Vincent Cassel version, but I want to see the Disney version as well. The Sea, The Light Between Oceans, Murder on the Orient Express, To All the Boys I Have Loved Before, on Netflix. Seriously, no excuses. The House with a Clock in Its Walls, Robin Hood. I read Ivanhoe last year in anticipation for this, which is a very light tie-in, but it was intentional, so. Mary Poppins. This one, both this and Robin Hood are still in between theater and rental, so I have some time before I feel the pressure of watching them. What else we got here? Can't remember. Brain on Fire, Madame Bovary, Love, Simon, which is based on Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. And then I think we're into, yeah, and I want to finish off the Hunger Games series for serious. I haven't watched Mockingjay Part 2. I want to finish off the Divergent series. I've only watched the first film. And I would like to finish off the Maze Runner trilogy. So this one's a bit more complicated because I do have to watch the Scorch Trials, and then I need to read the Death Cure and watch the Death Cure. Or I could decide not to read the Death Cure, which would be very out of character for me. I doubt that's going to happen. I'm probably going to read it. I'm probably going to read it. So I know that's a lot of films. And some of those I can totally double up with some of my other challenges. Well, all for films seen. I'll double up with that. Some of these are available on Hoopla. Madame Bovary is available on Hoopla. Brain on Fire is on Netflix. Anyway, so that's lots of, even if I just am having a day where I'm just like, I don't know what to watch, that's 18 films, where several of them are accessible. All of the Hunger Games is on Netflix, at least here in Canada. Whenever I say Netflix and I'm talking about availability, I'm in Canada. It's a regional, there are regional differences, you know, but I'm going to be so miffed if it ends up going off Netflix and then I have to like buy the last 2 films because I have the first 2. Anyway, so that's just to give me some options and some closure on a whole bunch of books that I read with anticipation of the film. Actually, I read Hunger Games before it was announced. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Still my goal. Those 18 titles plus those 3 series I would like to watch this year. What else? I put one more film related project to be determined. That's because I realized my other project wasn't very smart. I thought it was a great idea, but then as I was thinking it through, I was like, not so smart. So I have a to be determined project, something, any film related project that I do. It's like a free space on a bingo card. I should have done this as a bingo card. Maybe I will do that. Maybe that'll be my next project. Who knows? Okay, all right. So I'm getting off topic. In terms of habit, I do have one habit that I want to create, and it is just to cultivate a better movie watching habit. I get caught by the Netflix scroll very badly. So I can't count the times that how many times that I wanted to watch a movie, but by the time I felt like I could come up with something that I wanted to watch, I didn't feel like I had enough time to watch this. And I think either last year or the year before, I came up with like my like little all these coffee cans worth of Netflix titles sorted by like running time. And I did that for a while and it worked for a while. But it eventually didn't end up working. So I think I just need, I don't know, cultivating a habit takes time and it takes some trial and error. So I don't know what is going to work. I think I could simply start with just choosing the film earlier in the day and then making sure I have that amount of time to watch it. So if it's a 2-hour movie and I want to be done by midnight, I need to start it at 10. Time is finite. It's not that hard to figure out, but again, I can get caught by the scroll, I can get caught by notifications on my phone. So it's about, carving out some time to watch some movies and combating decision fatigue. What can I do so that I'm not spending time deciding what to watch, but rather watching said movie or whatever movie? So that'll be an interesting process to see how it goes. And then I have a couple of channel and social media-ish goals that I want to achieve this year as well. The first of which is just simply to find 10 YouTubers that I enjoy their film-related content. I think that won't be too hard. I really hope that, I don't imagine that will be too hard. I already have some people that I watch regularly, and so if you are someone who creates film-related content, let me know, and I'm definitely going to check out your channel. And so yeah, I just want to find some other people that talk about film and that I enjoy watching their content. So hopefully that should be not too hard. I would like to do at least two film vlogs this year, one of which will probably be the 24-hour movie marathon. If I do that, I definitely will vlog it. So that, and then at least one other film vlog this year. And I would like to do at least one film-related video a month, which I don't think would be too hard. I have a couple of ideas for for an easy way to talk about film, so that shouldn't be hard. And then if any of these end up being something that's a project or something that I can do updates on, then it will definitely give me some content that I can come back and share that content in a video. So if there's any of these goals that are more interesting than others, to hear information about in terms of video, or if you just want to hear about movies themselves, though, like that's going to be the easiest one, is just to talk about movies. I hope. But then also I don't know how many people use like Kanopy or Hoopla, and like they're really great services, and I can access them both through my tablet. You can watch them on your computer. I can cast it to my TV. So, and it's like really interesting titles, different titles, and free. You just got to connect it to your library. I don't know how available that is internationally, but as I said, I will leave links to both of those services. All the things I mentioned will be down below, as always, which I try and do with all of my videos. So here we are. We made it to the end of this video. It's long, but I thought it could be longer. So yeah, and I hope that looks interesting. Let me know if you do film goals, and if you have a film goal video, I would love to see it and see what film goals that you are setting your sights on for this year. I think it's going to be a really fun year, and I hope this really encourages me to watch more movies and share about movies, and because I think I always have a lot of fun doing that, and I've missed it, and I am trying to invite it back into my life and also to share it here with you. So there you go. Here's to an awesome filmish 2019 ahead. Thank you so much for watching.